Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists. Stick around for this video. You're going to be learning a few things that you definitely should, and you're going to be having probably a change of heart or a change of mindset regarding some of the things and the way you view them. So I'm going to be talking about the drama with Black Rifle Coffee Company. There's some new developments, some more information you may want to learn of, especially about the CEO of Black Rifle Coffee Company, Evan Haffer, and the donations he made in the past to Obama, Tulsi from the Democratic Party, the kind of things he apparently stands for and the kind of things he obviously supports with his donations. I'm going to be leaving the link below for you guys to verify and check that so as to make up your own minds. This is all publicly available information. Those personal donations are publicly available, so you can follow the link below and check that for yourself. But again, stick around for this video. You're going to be maybe seeing things a little bit of a different way. So what happened with the Black Rifle Coffee Company situation is the following. There was this picture from Kyle Rittenhouse. I think he was in a show, The Blaze. Let me know if that's correct, the name in the description there below in the comments. But he was in the show. He was with his lawyer and the host of the show. And he was wearing a Black Rifle Coffee Company t-shirt. And there was like a discount code and kind of like saying that he liked Black Rifle Coffee Company or he supported that. And what ended up happening was there was this huge backlash on Twitter with all the Karens from the left, losing their minds over it. How is it that you support a murderer like that and all that nonsense? So immediately they took away the sponsorship from the show. Then they later backtracked on that and they didn't take the sponsorship, but they did ask for that picture of Kyle with that t-shirt to be removed from the website, and they immediately made a statement. This is read directly out of the Black Rifle Coffee Company website, and it says, "Mission: as a veteran-owned and operated coffee company, Black Rifle Coffee Company exists to serve premium coffee while supporting the veteran community. At the core of the Black Rifle Coffee values is support and bring awareness to the millions of veterans who have proudly served our nation, and we will not waver from that mission." Notice how they keep on repeating the veteran part, the military part. Just learn to read between the lines as well. Learn to read what's being said and learn to identify what's not being said. That's also important. This is going to be important for you in the future. Learn to see what's being said and what's not being said and why you're not saying something. I keep on reading. The Black Rifle brand is a symbol of service. Okay, again, the military stuff, of strength and of goodness that carries over from our military origins. Again, the military thing. That's why we support our active duty service. It's time and again the same thing. It's why we support active duty service members and veterans, prioritize veteran hiring, and advocate for individual liberty and personal responsibility. Now, that is a little bit of the part that feels a little bit of untrue regarding some of the things. The final part about and advocate for individual liberty and personal responsibility. Okay, we'll see more about that later on. We do not support, this is important as well, we do not support legal advocacy efforts. We do not sponsor, nor do we have a relationship with check this out. We do not sponsor, nor do we have a relationship with a 17-year-old facing charges in Kenosha. That would be Kyle Rittenhouse. Why is it that they don't even dare or bother themselves with saying his actual name? I don't know, but maybe it's going to be clearer later on. We believe in the integrity of the legal justice system and support law enforcement officers. Okay, we're grateful for the continued support of the Black Rifle Coffee Company and eager to continue serving those who serve. Okay, so the thing that you hear time and again is the military stuff. We support veterans, we support active duty, and finally we support law enforcement. There's nothing being said about supporting, the gun rights of the average American here. There's nothing said here about, obviously they made a point about them not supporting Kyle, not even wanting to say his name. And this is signed by the CEO, founder of Black Rifle Coffee, Evan Haffer. Now, Evan Haffer is an interesting character, obviously a very smart guy, very, gifted in coffee making, I guess, and all that sort of thing. But he's also a veteran. He's been with the CIA, apparently, based on a few interviews that I've seen. And he's made some statements regarding, well, not some statements, but some of the things he has liked in social media. He has liked some posts about people talking poorly about Kyle Rittenhouse, calling him a lapper, calling him a douchebag, basically that he has no business doing that or being there or having that kind of, that's the kind of thing he apparently liked in social media based on what I've seen. But what's even more telling is his donations to the different political characters. So he has made donations to McCain, he has made donations to Obama, and within the last year, the last donation was for Tulsi Gabbard from the Democratic Party. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, she's a very smart lady, she's very articulate, she's fine, but she's also a socialist, and she's also against the lawful ownership of the average citizen having guns. She's a veteran as well, so I see why Evan Haffer, they support veterans. They support veterans 100% all the way. They support veterans, they support active duty. But people like Tulsi Gabbard, they're active duty veterans, very smart, very skilled, very capable, all of that. But they're not in favor of you. If you're not law enforcement and if you're not military, they're not in favor of you having guns. You see what I mean? Guys, you have to open up your eyes. You have to open your eyes wide, and you're going to be learning things in the coming years, and you're going to be seeing right away, right with this new administration, you're going to be seeing more and more of this. And I love you guys, but you haven't seen the shit that people are capable of because you've been lucky so far. You've been living in a place where these things rarely happened, or if they happened, it was not nearly as bad as it's been in some other places. Who's against the military? Who's against veterans? Do you not support veterans? Okay, you support veterans, right? Yeah, okay, fine. That's wonderful. China has veterans. China has a military. There's people that serve in the Chinese military. There's Chinese military veterans. There's veterans in Venezuela. Do you support the veterans in Venezuela? Yeah, no, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know what you think. But I'll tell you this. There's people like this guy. There's people like Evan Haffer who believe in supporting the military, supporting the veterans, but they believe that guns should only be in the hands of certain people. All right, that's why his money is going for people like Tulsi Gabbard. That's why there's no mention whatsoever in this state mission statement, super pro-military, pro-veteran, pro-law enforcement, but not pro-Second Amendment. Not pro-you if you're non-military, non-law enforcement, not pro-you having guns. Based on the donations, based on the social media that he liked and disliked, and what you've seen there, and based on this statement. And this statement was, the CEO of Black Rifle Coffee made a video repeating this exact statement himself. So this is signed by Evan Haffer, and the video is himself talking and saying this exact same thing. So you have to learn to read, but you also have to learn to read between the lines. What's not being said here is, we support the Second Amendment. We support the right of non-military, because that's what Kyle is. When they not even dare say his name, or where they don't feel he's being worthy of mentioning by his name, Kyle Rittenhouse, that's saying a lot. And some of the posts he has liked in social media reflect the same, and it's supported yet again by the type of donation. In 2019, donating to Tulsi Gabbard, who does not support your right to own firearms unless you are military or police. But this is the thing. As an American, and I'm not American, I don't live in the United States, so completely an outsider, and I may be completely misguided and wrong, and if I'm so, let me know in the comment section. I think that is something very American to support the Second Amendment. I would even question, how much of a patriot are you if you don't support the Second Amendment? Are you really a patriot? Are you really an American patriot if you don't support the Second Amendment? I mean, that's up to you to decide. I think that if you are a patriot and you are an American, you have to support the Second Amendment, because it's the foundation of what you are as a country. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments if I'm completely wrong, and if you can be a patriotic American and not support the right for the average citizen to own and have guns. Because as far as I know, the Second Amendment talks about the people. It doesn't talk about veterans. It doesn't talk about law enforcement. So it's the right of the people to have guns. not for veterans only, not for military only, not for law enforcement only. All right. And this is, this is it. This is where it's at. This is Venezuela. This is where you become freaking Venezuela, because Venezuela has military. Venezuela has guns. It's only that those guns are not in the hands of the average law-abiding common citizen. Those guns are in the hands of the Venezuelan military and the Venezuelan party and the Venezuelan supporters, even though they may be convicted felons, literally so, brought out of their jails because they've been convicted for murder, rape, whatever. They're brought out of prison. They're giving a tag. So all of a sudden now you're a government employee, you're law enforcement, or you're whatever. You're a contractor for a government, or you're a supporter of a socialist party of Venezuela. You're giving a tag. You're giving an assault rifle, an actual assault rifle, like a fully automatic AK. You're giving that gun and you put out on the street to support the party. And that is the big difference. They support the military, their military. They support their own right to own guns, but they don't like the idea of you having guns as well. And this is where it's at, guys. This is really where it's at. Where you have to understand that just because someone likes guns, okay, and I'm sure that the guys at Black Rifle Coffee Company love guns based on everything that they've shown, all those YouTube videos. We've all laughed with them. They were all great. Lots of cool guns, very expensive guns. But apparently, the support, at least from the CEO, at least from what this guy is saying, that support is not, applying to you as well. That support is just for themselves. And here is where a lot of people feel cheated and deceived, because they've been thinking all along that because they were supporting veterans, because they liked guns, and because they were pro-gun, they thought they were pro-gun for themselves. Again, you have to understand that some of the worst dictators are pro-gun. I mean, the guy that tried to kill Kyle Rittenhouse had a gun himself. He had a pistol. The last guy that tried to kill him, the lefty, the guy that had his right biceps blown off by Kyle and his black rifle, that guy had a gun. Is that my friend because he has a gun? No, criminals have guns as well. This is not about just guns. This is not about guns. It's never been about guns. It's about rights. It's about your right to defend yourself. So when the left wants to ban guns, it's not that they don't like guns. They like guns. They don't like you having guns. That's the point. That's been the point all along. Whenever even the most radical left-wing lunatic anti-gun, they will have people with guns defending them. Okay, so everyone likes guns at the end of the day. It's just that some people don't like the idea of other folks having guns, especially the average Joe, the law-abiding, hardworking, typical person. They don't like the idea of that guy having a gun, because that guy with a gun means that you cannot be abused. When the population has guns, it's only so far that you can push them before they revolt and they overthrow a tyrannic government, which was the idea with the Second Amendment all along. Am I right? Am I missing anything here? Isn't that the case? Okay, well, dictators like guns. Get that through your head. Criminals like guns as well. Many criminals will come after you with guns. Just because someone likes guns or does videos about guns and shooting and all that stuff, no matter how funny it is, doesn't mean that he's supporting your right to have those guns as well. Now, the part where people feel cheated, lied to, and why many are boycotting or considering boycotting Black Rifle Coffee Company, and I'm no damn Karen from the left asking anyone to boycott anything. Buy whatever as you want. Keep on buying as much overpriced coffee as you want. I couldn't care any less. But it is also true that people are feeling lied to because they have been lied to. And let me explain. I buy stuff from, like you, I buy stuff from all sorts of companies, businesses, and, made in China stuff. Whenever you buy something made in China, that is from a communist party country, You're buying something from the damn communists when you buy something made in China. So in some way, you're giving money to them, you're giving more power to them, and yeah, that kind of sucks. It's not ideal, but at the same time, a couple things. Maybe it's something that you are getting great value over. It's something that's good stuff. It's well priced, and what's even more important than that, because your moral compass should not have a price. What's more important is that you're not being lied to. When I buy my shortwave radio, the one I recommended that's made in China, I'm buying a Chinese-made product. And the Chinese-made product company is not telling me that they're supporting my rights, my Second Amendment rights. They're not lying to me. I know exactly what it is. And I make that decision, like a grown man. I decide, okay, yeah, I wish I could buy it from a company that supports the same things I do, but what? It is what it is. I'm getting it, and that's it. The same thing for some tools. Leatherman, it's been questioned the donations they've made, if they donated to the Democratic Party. Now, they don't make a big statement about who they support politically or not, their agenda and such. They just make good tools. I think that the guy, the founder he was just an average guy, was backpacking across Europe and came up with this idea for a fantastic tool. And they make a fantastic tool. And you can buy it or not. It's up to you. Right? But I'm not being lied to. I'm not being led to believe something that is untrue. I get a great tool for a pretty hefty price. It is made in the United States. You're supporting local jobs. If that's the case for you, you're supporting local jobs with someone that has a different political view. Now, in the case specifically of Black Rifle Coffee Company, it's in the name itself. This is the Black Rifle Coffee Company, so you would assume they're pro-gun, right? And their entire marketing is based on a pro-gun image. They do all of those videos. And they are very clear about supporting vets. That's fantastic. We all agree with that. That's the thing they support. They've said it time and time again here in the statement. They've also led you to believe that they also support gun rights in general. And that's where a lot of people have been, in fact, deceived. Because they've mixed it up. They've mixed up the veteran thing with the military thing, with the patriotic thing, with the gun thing, with the right to bear arms thing, many times so. In many of those videos, you see the guys doing these funny sketches, and they're hilarious, and we all love them. But they're using guns against home invaders, against burglars. They make a statement time and again about rights to bear arms. But in fact, the CEO of the company does not reflect that in his donations or in his statements, because at no point does he say anything about the right of average people to have guns. He's not supporting the Second Amendment here in any of the statements, right? So this is something you also have to keep in mind. Now, how is it that they could have reacted to the hysteria from the left when they demanded Kyle Rittenhouse's photo to be removed and all such? They could have done three things. They could have said, fuck you, we actually support Kyle Rittenhouse because he's a good kid that was attacked by a pedophile, a wife beater and a thug with a gun. And we support him. Screw you. They could have said that. They chose not to. They could have shut their mouth and just say nothing. That would have been maybe the corporate safe thing to do. Say nothing. Like most companies, no comment. We have nothing to say. We either don't care, or we just don't want to be bothered with it, or we just don't feel like expressing anything. We say nothing. That's what they could have done as well. And then finally, what they could have done is what they did, which is distance themselves from Kyle Rittenhouse and make this kind of statement that they did, that they don't support, that they don't sponsor the 17-year-old. That's sad. We don't sponsor the 17-year-old facing charges. We don't support legal advocacy efforts. Now, that's what they ended up going for. They ended up bowing and bending the knee to the BLM, Antifa, woke nonsense. And a lot of folks are saying, I'm going to be boycotting them. I'm not going to be buying any more of their coffee. Fantastic, dude. Do whatever it is that you want. Go with that. Now, keep in mind, and some people are saying, they're going to be going out of business. They're going to be ruined because I'm not going to be buying, and most of us gun owners. Man, I like to be a little bit more humble regarding those kind of things. I'm pretty certain I don't know their own business as well as they do. I'm pretty sure Van Heffer, is that the name? I'm pretty sure that the CEO of Black Rifle Coffee Company knows exactly what he's doing. And maybe he's signaling to the left because that's going to be working for them. Don't be surprised if next year they end up doing very, very well, making instead of 10, 80 million, 100 million. Because by doing this, they're signaling to the left. And there's gun owners in the left as well. You've seen them all year. Those gun owners are Marxists. They like guns as well, right? And now they have their coffee company. So maybe you don't know Black Rifle Coffee Company business model as well as you think. That's likely very much correct. I'm pretty sure they have a pretty good idea of what they're doing with this. So are they going to be pissing off some pro Second Amendment folks, some patriots, some even military folks are going to be pissed at them because of this? No doubt whatsoever. But maybe they're going to be winning a lot more clients on the left than you think. Maybe they're going to be making a huge profit with this. Right? Maybe that's just the case. Maybe a lot of these guys on the left are going to be buying now Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee, supporting them in the same way you used to do it because you thought you were supporting those values. You were supporting that politic, that thing that was a core of their marketing was we're a pro-gun business. So that's why folks were buying overpriced coffee because they thought, okay, with my money, I'm not buying from China, I'm not buying from a non-politically affiliated company, I'm buying from a pro-gun company that supports my same values and they're giving to veterans and I love all of that, so I'm going to be buying that expensive coffee from them. Now, maybe a lot of folks on the left are going to be going, okay, I like that as well. They did the right thing. They distanced themselves from Kyle, so that's good. They've shown that he's a 17-year-old facing charges in Kenosha. That they like that, and maybe that's going to be good for business for them. So guys, you have to wake up to all of this. Is going to be continuing happening, and the owner of this company, he's a damn millionaire. He could have chosen something else. It's not his livelihood that is on the line here. Keep in mind, there's going to be people that are going to be losing their jobs. There's people that are going to be having to make a decision. Do I uphold my values or do I bend the knee? Because I need food on the table for my family. And maybe people will have to make that decision, and they completely understand that may be the case. Especially if you're not a damn millionaire that you could choose something else. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, you maybe compromise on your values just to keep your family fed. So keep aware that that's likely to end up happening a lot in the future. Folks, have an awesome day. See you on our next video. Take care.